Hi everybody, it's Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. Today's video we're going to be talking about how do I get the most out of my water damage claim. Now I don't know about you guys, but when I'm watching a YouTube video mostly related to health reasons, different things, there's a lot of talking and I get impatient, so I like to fast forward through and I like to visually see what some of these medical professionals are talking about. So, hope you guys enjoy the PowerPoints where I put a little bit more words and documentation on here to help understand. So in a water damage claim, this is the easy part. This is something that goes, actually, you'd be surprised. It should be the first thing that people do, and they rarely ever do. I'm shocked as to the water damage claims and how many people, 1 out of 10, do this. So I'm reiterating, taking photos or videos and starting a documentation folder is going to be very important. So the first thing you want to do, obviously after the photographs, is you want to contact a water mitigation company. But I've got to caution you on some things when it comes to water mitigation companies. First off, it's a very cutthroat business. Insurance companies, at least in Florida, have gone on the attack against them because of their abuse. Some of it's fair, some of it may not be fair, but they all suffer. So, number one point is read over their contracts carefully. All right? I never want you to pay your deductible to these companies. Here's the reason why. They can bill the insurance company for the total amount of their bill. They don't need to charge you the $1,000 or $2,500 or $500, whatever your deductible is. Those three are the most common. In order to do the work. They're doing it because they want the cash flow now rather than wait for the insurance company to pay. But don't pay it. If they're requiring you to pay it, saying your insurance company, that is bull crap. Find another water mitigation company. Show them this video. Tell them, here's a public adjuster. He says I don't have to pay it. So you want, call him. Mike's information will be at the end of the video. So the other thing you want to do is, I see this often, and I cringe when I get involved in a claim after they've already seen a water mitigation company. Make sure the contract doesn't say if the insurance company doesn't pay the water mitigation company within X amount of days, normally here in Florida it's 90, other states I've seen it at 60, that they will require you to pay that bill or they'll put a lien on your house. So if you do find and know and see that the water mitigation has that language, ask them to remove it, or else you'll find another company. Easy as that. So another important feature behind door number 1, door number 2, and door number, this is going to be number 3, is contacting the plumber. Now, what's very important to the plumber is that you have them, this never happens either, document everything on the invoice, but you want them to keep it simple. For instance, and make sure you read the invoice before they leave, or work with them on the invoice while they're there. And you want to make for sure, for instance, I don't want them to say the pipe is wear and tear, corroded, anything like that. No. And I see these plumbers do it. I don't know. I think they think they're helping the homeowner out, but they're not. That's hurting your claim, because underneath the insurance policy, corrosion, anything with regards to that will be wear and tear. So simply put, if it's a pipe that broke, now these are the two most common water damage. A pipe broke, pipe burst, however you want to call it, leak in the pipe, crack in the pipe. That's it. Put cracked pipe in bathroom, cracked pipe in kitchen. Have them put pipe broke in bathroom, pipe broke under the slab, pipe broke in the laundry room. That's it. He doesn't need to talk about the pipe and everything else, and corroded. There was brittleness, or it doesn't need to get into that. And then if they could take photos of that damaged part, if they're replacing oh, and I meant to say, same thing with the water line. All they need to put, water line suddenly cracked, water line burst, water line had a tear in it. That's it. They don't need to talk about that the water line was about 15 years old from the original refrigerator. Then this part, really big. Have them take photos of any of the replacement parts. If they're replacing a valve, a water line, a pipe, have them take pictures showing the crack, the leak, the burst, etc. Now, this is when you call the insurance company. So make sure you don't do things backwards and call the insurance company first. They can wait, and we want them to wait. So if you have a long-term leak, do not try to handle it yourself. Gosh, I can't tell you how many times we have to try and overcome when people call in their claim and say, yeah, we've had it for a couple months, didn't realize it. Oh gosh, please, no, 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 no. Just get help from a public adjuster. A good public adjuster is going to be able to help you. All right. But let's say you had a sudden pipe break. Keep everything brief. All right. Let me give you the language exactly. What happened? This is the insurance company asking you. What happened? You, pipe broke. Where? You, kitchen. Okay. What rooms are damaged? The insurance person asks. Kitchen and hallway. We are still evaluating all the damages. Can you tell us what was damaged? You know what? I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert in construction. I'm going to have somebody here to evaluate all the damages. That's it. How many rooms do you think are damaged? You know what? I'm not really sure because it's water damage, anywhere from 1 to 6. This is how you answer it. You've got to keep things in the mindset of this, that they're not looking to help you. They're looking to pay as little as possible or deny your claim. Now, this isn't just me trying to sell you guys on this like it's a pitch. Most of you guys probably watching this video are not even in Florida, so I can't help you. This is through history and data. There are strong data points by financial terms, anyhow, about the revenues that insurance companies make over the years. They are not multi-billion and multi-million dollar companies by paying people the maximum value of the claim. So let me make something absolutely positively clear when it comes to any company that's affiliated with the insurance company. If they want to send out a water mitigation company, mold remediation, if they want to send out an engineer, anybody that the insurance company has their gloves, their mittens on, you do not want to use them. So when you call in your claim, one of the things they're going to ask is if you need emergency services. Emergency services is water mitigation. Essentially, I would say unequivocally, no, no, thank you. I'll get my own company. Here's the reason why. Any of these people that are affiliated with the insurance company or their quote unquote preferred contractor protects the insurance company and hurts you. They do incomplete work and they're going to do more harm in the long term. Mike, how? Here's how. When there's floors that need to be taken up because they're wet and walls that need to be removed because they're wet, and maybe cabinets because they're wet, they won't do it trying to protect the insurance company. If they do it, the insurance company's got to pay for it. So now your long-term problem is these areas are going to have mold. It's going to be a pain in the rear end, and you will more likely have to fork that bill. So you've got to be careful. decline any company that the insurance company recommends. So if you're liking this video so far and you want to see more, like this video, subscribe to my channel. All right, so let's talk about the estimate of damages. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I preach certain tiers on when you should get help and when you could try to do it yourself. Totally up to you. So if your claim is less than 10,000, okay, I'm okay with you handling yourself. The gray area becomes when it's 10 to 20,000. It's completely up to you. Over 20,000, I always recommend getting a public adjuster. So we are in August, beginning of August of 2022, and right now we have high inflationary times. So what I want, if you happen to get a contractor to come in to give you an estimate, that you have your contractor add. Let's say his estimate is 5,800. All right, add in 20% overhead profit. On top of that, add in 10%. Okay, let's take it down here. Either inflation surcharge or gas surcharge. And these are figures that you can absolutely do if you're a contractor or if you have a general contractor. So general contractors do have the ability to add in 20% overhead and profit. Water mitigation companies can't, but they try. So add in another 10%. This is going to give you room to negotiate with the insurance company. So you always want to try and get the most out of your water damage claim. And you do that by including every single receipt that you have. The plumber's bill, obviously. Now with this, here's a note. The insurance company will try and tell you, we don't cover plumber's bill, plumbing expenses or plumbing bills. That's not true. So what they don't cover is the pipes. But remember, there's labor. Sometimes they have to get into walls or floors, right? So that cost of their labor is what we call the cost of access. So we do get that covered. They don't cover the pipes. Listen, that's insignificant. A lot of times, if it's just a stretch of a pipe behind a wall in your bathroom, that pipe can be literally $5. So who cares about the pipe? However, the plumber's work and labor, that bill can be $450. So without getting too many details, you could tell the insurance company, fine, take out the $5 for the pipe, pay us the $445, which is a plumber's labor for gaining access to that pipe. Remember that language. The cost for the plumber to gain access to that pipe, to that water line, if it's anything behind a wall or under a floor. Anywhere where they have to access and break stuff, you can claim that. All right. If you have to live elsewhere because the damage is so bad, again, this is taking advantage and trying to get the most of your claim. Keep track of additional food expense. My little picture here is blocking, but this is additional electrical expenses. So if you have a water mitigation and they have a ton of, if they have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different units, humidifiers, and also blowers going, your bill is going to probably add on about 50 or $100 for the month. Compare that to the previous month and then have the insurance company reimburse you for that. So here's some pointers on negotiating with the insurance company. Listen, claim adjusters are not the smartest people in the world. They're just not. All right. People are intimidated. Here's what they do have. They are simply a firewall, adjusters, to a multi-million or multi-billion-dollar company where they don't care about you. They can say take it or leave it and not care about being sued because of the amount of money that they make. So remember this too. Lawsuits, legal fees are what they call in this industry the cost of doing business. So this is a sunk cost. It's really not variable. It's variable by the fact that, okay, maybe one year they spend 1.2 million and next year maybe they spend 1.3. So the example I always bring is a chocolate chip cookie manufacturer. And your three ingredients are sugar, flour, chocolate chips. Okay? Sugar, chocolate chips, and flour. Now, if these prices go up, you have a choice. You either find a different supplier or you pay the cost. Now, if you have a good chocolate chip cookie and it's the ingredients, the sugar, the chocolate chips, and the flour, which is the secret to your formula, you want to keep that. So you're going to pay the higher prices. That's the cost of doing business. For insurance companies, behind their employees who are paid hourly or salary, the second highest fee that they have is their legal fees. So they don't care about legal fees. So the adjusters are not supreme negotiators. They just can tell you take it or leave it because they can't get fired. The only way they'll get fired, an adjuster, is if they constantly overpay a claim. And that's the truth. If they constantly don't pay a claim or pay very little, these people get promoted. I kid you not. So, enough about that. When you're late in the game or the negotiations are almost at the end, you always want to try and include, if you feel like you've hit a brick wall, the supervisor slash manager. And this is very important. Always, from the start of your claim, communicate by email. About 98% of my communications are by email. If they call, I got a phone call the other day from an adjuster on a claim who wanted to talk about settling. I said, listen, can you put in an email and we'll talk from there. I want everything through email. I want everything documented because of the legal propensity of this going into a lawsuit. Okay? Here's something else. So if you're in Florida, July 1st, 2022, there was this bill. It's called SB-2D. So you want the insurance company to provide you with the estimate. If not, you request the estimate per SB-2D, and the insurance company has to provide the estimate in 7 days once you request it. Okay? Now, the other thing you want to do in negotiating is fall back on the plumber and water mitigation company as your expert and fact witnesses. So if they are claiming that there was a certain part of a wall that was removed that shouldn't have been removed, you fall back on a water mitigation company. If they're questioning anything about whether the pipe needed to be replaced or what was fixed, fall back on the plumber. Don't try to argue those facts. Say, listen, you talk with these people are the experts. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So when you're trying to maximize your water damage claim and get the most you possibly can, the little things add up when you document everything. What the plumber does and is detailed to the invoice on what went wrong is very important. Doing everything, as I said, by email with the insurance company is your best bet by far. Long-term leaks, as I mentioned in this video, you absolutely should get a public adjuster, no doubt about it, because what you say can and will get your claim denied. When you are sending emails to the insurance company, I recommend sending and keeping your emails brief to one paragraph. And finally, check out this video that I have. Look for it on my YouTube, part 5. There's a 7-part series on how to handle homeowners insurance claims. And part 5 is signs of problems. This is applicable to any type of claim you had. Fire claim, water damage claim, roof claim, termite claim, sinkhole claim, whatever you have. And you'll know, once you see these problems, I give you what you probably should do. So it's a good little video. It's very short. Every part of the 7-part series is just a couple minutes. So boom, in and out, you can watch it. So I'm Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster in the state of Florida. I represent people in Florida. If you need help with a claim and you're in Florida and you would like me to help you with your claim, here's how you can get a hold of me. Anybody else, if you have any questions, if you're from another state, I would try to help. Some of the laws might be a little bit different. Here's my cell phone, my email, and my website. Thanks for watching this video.